Let's not sugarcoat it. The money we're using today is already dying. It just hasn't told you yet. We're walking around trading papers that loses value every year. And for most people, that's normal. But what if I told you that's not just a glitch in the system? That's the system working as designed. And like every system before it, it has an expiration date. Every currency in human history eventually fails. Every single one. Some last 25 years, some survive 40. A few limps into 80 or 90 before finally collapsing under their own weight, but none of them make it out alive. Start with ancient Rome. The Romans' denarius was once a strong silver coin. By the end, it was basically thin. The governments kept diluting the metals to fund wars and welfare until no one trusted it anymore. Rome fell, but the money fell first. Jump to Weimar Republics in Germany. Printing machines ran so hot. It took a wheelbarrows of cash to buy just a loaf of bread. People burned banknotes for warmth because they were worthless than firewood. How about Hungary in 1946? The pesos were so worthless. Prices double every 15 hours. That's not a typo. Every 15 hours. These are not footnotes. These are warning. And right now the US dollars is showing all the same signs. Since 1971, when the dollar left the gold standard, it became pure fiat, just paper backed by trust. And since then, it lost over 85% of its purchasing power. So if you're feeling like it takes more and more dollars just to live a normal life, it's not your imagination and it's not inflation. It's the decay of a dying currency. I don't know if you feel lucky or not, but you are witnessing the dollars collapsing. So what happens when the dollars finally flatlines? What replaces it? Bitcoin. No other than Bitcoin. Leave your comment if you think there's other than Bitcoin. Not because some billionaires or me saying so, not because it's trendy, but because it's the only money on earth that can't be printed, forged, or inflated into oblivion. Let's fast forward 20 years into the future. The year is 2045. The dollar is no longer the global reserve currency. It might be still around, but most people don't even use it. Government tries CBDC, but people rejected the surveillance. They tried gold again, but it was too slow and heavy. Bitcoin won. Now, you've got two types of people. First, those who own Bitcoin, even just a little bit, even just a few thousand sats. Their purchasing power didn't erode, it grew. They didn't need permissions to spend or send. Their money worked for them instead of against them. In this world, Bitcoin isn't some niche asset. It's the money. Everything priced it in sets. A sandwich, 10 sets. A car, 20,000 sets. A beachfront house, maybe 2.5 million sets. And if you've been stacking since the early 2020s, even if you're not rich, you're free. You don't need to chase side hustle. You don't need a boss. You got value stored in the most secure ledger humanity ever built. And then there's the other group, the ones who ignored it, laughed at it, call it a scam while buying Starbucks with maxed out credit cards. But they don't own any. These folks are stuck working for Bitcoin. They're laboring for 10 to 15 cents an hour, doing whatever jobs are left that AI hasn't automated. And because Bitcoin doesn't inflate, the only ways to get more is to earn it. You can't print it. You can't fake it. And if you don't own any, you're always behind. That's the world we're walking into. And let me be clear, this future doesn't depend on your feelings about Bitcoin. It doesn't care about your doubt or headlines or bear market. It's already unfolding. Governments are buying it. Corporations are holding it. ETF are locking it away by the millions. And the average person, still asleep. In record as of now, there are 775 fiat currencies that no longer exist. Some fell due to war, some due to corruption, most just died from inflation. The average fiat currency's lifespan, 27 years. Some last a bit longer, but the pattern is clear. They all die because fiat money always gets abused. So if you're betting your futures on dollars, pesos, euros, yen, you're betting on historical failures. Now imagine a world where you can't inflate away the values of someone's time. Imagine a world where savers are rewarded, not punished. Where money doesn't divide us, it frees us. That's the world Bitcoin makes possible. When Bitcoin becomes global money and hits $50 million per coin, that means 1 cent equals 50 cents. So how much does the average person earn? A barista might earn 15 cents an hour. That's only $7.50 an hour. A teacher might earn 30 cents. That's $15 an hour. A surgeon could earn 200 cents per hour. That's $100 per hour. And some of you might ask, why earnings are so low? Let me tell you, because what you're getting paid on is a life currency. It keeps on growing its values without you trying to grow it. No needs to put it into your saving account. It's just generating values on its own. Pretty soon, you can stake your Bitcoins and earn yield without doing a damn darn thing. No more race to the bottom. No more paychecks erosion. Just values for value. But here's the twist. If you're not stacking now, you're going to work 10 times harder in the future just to earn a fraction of what you could have saved today. That's the cost of ignoring monetary history. That's the cost of delay. In a Bitcoin world, you're either earning freedom or working for someone else. There's no in between. So what should you do? Stack what you can. Don't compare your journeys to others. Just stay in the game. Because someday when your kids ask you what you did during the great monetary shift, you'll say, I saw it, I understood it, I acted. And that's, my friend, that's how freedom is passed down. Not through politics, not through protest, but through ownership. The future is forming now, not in theory, in code. And every Satoshi you save is a piece of that future that belongs to you. Stack wisely, stay sharp. You're not early anymore, but you're still not too late. Alright friends, hope to see you in the next video. Take care.